A very quickie review on the silicon stuff that I'm going to be importing from China. This is the little guy that I actually did a test mould of that came out of there. It worked quite well. It's picked up all the detail and everything else. I actually did a test on this by actually filling it up with water and freezing it to actually see whether or not it came out alright, and it did. As you can see, I don't know if you can see very well there at all, the actual detail pickup. You can see the mould that I actually put it in was basically just like a cupcake cup, and it's picked up that detail as well, so you can see that on the outside, and it certainly has picked up all the little nuances of that little character there as well. It's quite a firm sort of silicon, so it's quite tough, and it actually retains its strength quite well, so you can see there how that is going to work. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to be using that. I'm going to buy it, bring it in, and use that to cast the entire endoskeleton once it's finished. Okay, so for the final test of this stuff, I wanted to actually see what sort of heat resistance it had. So I've actually cast up a little piece there in pewter. You can see that the surface of it there is actually really quite motley. I've basically, that's my fault, I cooled it down way too quickly. I was too impatient and I didn't let it cool down, so I just dumped the mould into a bucket and let it cool down. In this instance I sliced it open to retrieve the piece for two reasons. Number one, because it was hot and I wanted to get it out, and the other reason was that I wanted to actually see what the internal surface of the mould actually looked like. Now if we can get, I'll see if I can focus on that a bit better. Okay, you can see that the actual surface inside is actually quite smooth and quite clean. The actual surface of the actual silicon itself is bubbly on the inside, but wherever it seems to have touched the actual parts of the piece that you're casting, it seems to have a nice clean surface as far as the pickup of the detail is concerned. And as rough as that little bit's come out, you can see the original piece there, and as I said, that was my fault. I should have had a bit more patience and let it cool down, but it was more of a test to actually see whether or not it could withstand the heat, and it did that quite nicely, so it looks like it'll be good for casting pewter pieces as well.